Okay. Structure faces south. There's our front portico. Our lights are sealed. This is not a wood destroying insect report. We did not schedule one of those. It's too soon for a wood destroying insect report. The termites haven't gotten the change of address. After about 7 years, you might want to think about getting a WDI, wood destroying insect report. But until then, it's not your best dollar spent. Never say never, but they're just not here. But you want to know what the nature of the beast is. All right. Where do termites live? In the ground. What do they eat? Dead wood. What's wood mulch? Dead wood on the ground next to your house. That's called a clue. That's called a clue. I would have to call that a conducive condition on an inspection report. Also, having said that, a lot of people like wood mulch next to their house. They made an educated decision. They're making an educated decision. Around the foundation perimeter, we have a parge coat. It's like a cake frosting. It's aesthetic. Okay. But the parge coat is a different material, a different combination of materials. It's a different formula, actually, than the concrete on the slab. And so as the slab concrete and the parge coat expand and contract at different rates, invariably there's going to be voids that go in there. And just because your parge coat's cracked doesn't mean your foundation is cracked. And just because your parge coat is not cracked doesn't mean your foundation is not cracked. It's a cake frosting with voids behind it. With voids. So termites, being blind, have evolved for millions and millions of years, much longer than man. They'll be here long after man is gone. Okay. So they've evolved. They know they're blind. They don't want to be seen. They go in places you can't see. They use infrared and pheromones and other things. You know, and I don't know if they use infrared, but they do use temperature. They use temperature sensing, and the infrared is a means to that end. So, but they will come in those voids and come into your house undetected. So, do people like the parge coats around the foundations? I like mine. So, now over here we have a tree. It's been placed too close to the structure for root development and bushes, the branches rubbing all against your roof covering right there. The roots sucking moisture out from underneath your foundation, which your foundation needs a consistent amount of moisture around its perimeter so that everything expands and contracts at the same time. This is expansive clay soil. Between when it's completely hydrated and dehydrated, expands and contracts about 3 inches. Okay, and so you got this over here. You're taking all the soil, all the moisture out of the soil. You come over here, and they got plenty of moisture over there. And then all of a sudden, you've got problems developing over here because of the roots. And the roots move things too. They can not just pull your foundation down, they can push your foundation up. The roots are very strong. They'll bust up a street. You see it all the time, and bust up the sidewalk. Remember walking down the sidewalk and you see the busted up sidewalk next to the tree? Remember seeing that? Okay, well that's what that is. So now, is this tree causing any damage to the house today? No. It's a nice little kitten. I'm going to put something up in the information section. It's not a deficiency yet, but tomorrow will be. Okay. Moving on along. On this window over here, up over the front entry, I've got to look, and I'm pretty sure, but I use a telephoto lens. I'm going to put it on my computer screen, and I think it's got cap flashing at the top of that, but it might not. I might be writing about it. I might not be writing about it. Rain gutters and downspouts should not discharge directly onto the roof covering. That causes premature granular loss, and so it shortens the life of your roof. Okay, we've got painted brick. It's very popular now, but brick is a no maintenance system. Okay, no to low maintenance system. You might have to have it repointed every once in a while, but we took this low to no maintenance system and turned it into a maintenance required system, because unless you like the look of peeling brick, you know, you want the rustic aesthetic, the antiquity of peeling paint on your brickwork, because that's the way you got things, you know, designed out, then maybe it's not such a bad thing if that's what you're going for. But if you always want it to look like this, you're always going to have to paint it. Now, these videos were not made in the order. They were made, okay, in the order of the inspection. They were made in the order of the inspection report. So you're going to see a electric meter video here pretty soon. I always like to take a picture of the meter if I can. And you know, I was talking about it, and it was all good out here. And but I did not mention that you got a slip joint, which is cool. That's a good thing. Let me come over here. Oh, what are you? Oh, you're a level, 6 foot level. What are you? I'm a level water bevel. Well, it looks to me like you're level. I am level. Well, aren't you supposed to drain towards the street? I am. I'm supposed to drain towards the street, but right here we'll just slow down a little bit. If you look inside between all my blades, you can see how the ground is green. Okay, well that's okay. That's okay. That is not a sign of a healthy root system. That is not a sign of your yard germinating. That's not what that is a sign of at all. It's a sign of root rot. It's a sign of too much moisture. Coming over here on this side of the fence. See all that dead grass? That's not germinating. Okay? That's not germinating. We have a problem with our yard over here. Wow. Look at there. And that's the way I did the other one too, by the way. That's the way I did both of those. No setups here. 2 condensing units, disconnects. I might come out here with a ladder. I think I am. I had a problem with this corner up here. And then that corner right there. They come in, they fixed it. They just put a bunch of flashing in there. River said, "That's not my job. You need to get the carpenter out here." Carpenter said, "That's not my job. You need to get the roofer out here." And whoever ended up out here, they said, "It's not my job. I'm going to do it anyway. Just shut everybody up." Bam, bam, bam. Let's go to the beer store, Philip. Oh, Doug, you're the fastest guy in the shop. Doug is the fastest guy in the shop. He sure is. Doug and Philip. Okay. This is the water from our water heater. That's fine. There's our water heater thimble. Continuous soffit baffles. More brick. There is our weather sensor for our lawn sprinkler. Right there. Right there. Rain gutters discharging directly onto the roof covering. There's a little sumping over there. We're going to call that deflection. We got gas on the patio. Now you might want to check your grill manufacturer's instructions, because they may not allow underneath it. We've got plenty of room up here, but this is also our soffit baffles up here too. We got soffit baffles up there too. So GFCI works. This sliding door doesn't. I could not unlatch this door. Now I get it. Operator error is my middle name. If they can show you how it works. But if Grampy can't operate it, it's broken. Okay. Yeah, if Grampy can't operate that, it's broken. I'm sorry. If there's an emergency, whoever's inside of here needs to come out of this door. Okay, we're rolling up the west side. Now, I've seen this already, but now's a good time to talk about it. These are control joints. Okay, you're not going to have this much brick wall. And there's another one. There's another one. You're not going to have this much brick wall in North Texas and not have some kind of movement. Remember, the soil expands and contracts about 3 inches when it's completely hydrated and dehydrated. Okay, so you got that much kind of pressure on there, you're going to get some movement. And it's not a foundation problem, it's a brickwork problem. And so these control joints, some people call them expansion joints, call them what you will. They come back and they've added to them. I like that. Okay, so they've had somebody come back and double checking their work. I really like that. And but what this does is sealant. It shrinks. Okay, it dries, shrinks, and pulls away. So every year or so, you need to come around here and check these control joints, because yes, we do have these. These are weep holes. We got them over our windows too. See, those are by design. This brick is a very good building material. Okay, it's basically fireproof. This building burns down, you can reuse the brick and build yourself another house. So, but a property of brick and mortar is that it's porous and water shoots right through it. Architecture is regional. We want to use brick. We like to use brick. We know that we need control joints so that we can use brick. We also know that we need weep holes so that we can use brick, because the water shoots right through it. And then, okay, we've got a drainage plane behind the brick. Most of the time, it's only going to be vapor coming out of there. Most of the time, you won't see anything. If you have an event, you'll see something. Okay, but most of the time, no. So you say, well, then what's wrong with this control joint over here? Just because it's got gaps in it, we need weep holes. Yeah, we need weep holes. That's to let moisture out, and that's for a certain amount of moisture. We don't need to add extra moisture in. Okay, we do not need additional inlets. We're having trouble establishing some roots over here too, huh? No, we got pitch. Got pitch on that one. Can't win them all. If it's a win. But there's not a problem everywhere I look. How about that? I can't win them all.